And here we go. We are live. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the MIRTH QUAKE web show. My name is David Batterina, and for the next hour, I'll be your host through the mayhem and insanity of exploring all things creativity. This show exists to help you, the creator, connect with fans, friends, and peers by showcasing not just your work, but your brain, your creative process, your personality. It also exists because I like to mess with people. So please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that kind of stuff. We are streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, having all kinds of fun, and as well as some group shows planned for some upcoming Saturdays, which I'm looking forward to. And over the next hour, please expect some deep conversation, lighthearted fun, and prying open the creative brain of my very special guest, Mr. KB Carlisle. Hello, sir. How are you?
How's it going, man?
It's going great. I was so excited to have you on because, like, before I started to do this show, we had just like that stream together. That was a lot of fun. And I'm like, now you have to come back. Otherwise, it's just like insulting. So
I had to come back and
have you as a captive
be the
guest.
slot filler if you need me to.
I've got you as a captive guest, which is pretty epic. So how's it been for you? Just life in general lately? You good?
Oh man, yeah, we're okay now. We moved, and then about 6 days after we moved, a hurricane came through and wiped out most of the town. And
shoot,
we got stuck in our house for about 2 days because it washed the driveway completely out, and it's a half-mile long. So, but everything's okay. Like the kids are doing good. They're really enjoying the new schools down here, and
nice.
It's good to be back around my family. So
yeah. And from storm stuff, things have settled down.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Some of my friends in the upstate are still struggling, but down here they've got it sorted out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to Florida right now because that looks like a monster on the way, and it's just like in the aftermath of the prior ones. So like, if anybody knows anybody or is around or has family down there, prayers and all that kind of stuff. Just really hope everybody just stays safe and strong out there. That's rough stuff. But hey, we're here. You're good. We're gonna have a good time for the next hour or so, and I get to torture you at the end of it with some pitch storm, which is gonna be really epic.
I don't know if that's gonna be torturing me or torturing everybody that's listening, but
yes, the answer is yes. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and push through about 60 seconds or so of some this or that questions, just so we can do a real fast round where we get to know you, so to speak.
Sounds good.
Even though I already know you. We're good.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, we're all right. All right, so you ready? And this or that's coming up. Let's see. Let's go sleep with socks or sleep barefoot?
Barefoot.
Barefoot it is. Read the book, watch the movie.
Read the book.
Read the book. Homemade hot air balloon or janky submarine?
Homemade hot air balloon.
You guys are crazy picking that one.
Empty space? I just know I'll die on that one.
Space or deepest ocean?
Empty space or deepest ocean?
Yep.
Let's go with space.
The vacuum of space. Magic or technology?
Magic.
Magic it is. Quiet morning or quiet night?
Quiet night.
Fantasy or sci-fi?
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Sweet or savory?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to go with sweet, even though I can't have them that much anymore.
Board games or video games?
Oh God,
I know.
Video games.
Video games. This one's really tough. Brussels sprouts or broccoli?
That is really tough. I actually really like both of those. Brussels sprouts, though, I can do more with those.
Yeah. You throw some bacon on them, and we're good. Last one, sir. UFOs or Bigfoot?
UFOs.
UFOs. What's the plural of Bigfoot? Is it Bigfoots or big feet? Or big feet?
Big feet. Let's go with big feet.
Big feet? I think that sounds funnier. It makes it sound like they got clown shoes as they're walking around in the forest. And why are they all... There was a famous this bit by Mitch Hedberg, comedian Mitch Hedberg, and he just had this really funny line. It always tickles me. And he said, just what if Bigfoot is blurry? And I'm like, fantastic. Like everybody's getting the best shot of him. The homie's just really like just it's part of his nature. There you go. Video games over board games, sweet over savory, fantasy over sci-fi. You know what? All of this makes sense for you. Except for that, I don't know what it is with you people picking a hot air balloon over the submarine. Like submarine, if something goes wrong,
suffocation is a slow death.
No,
impact on the ground is
no,
the
no,
you
no,
know I'm gonna
no.
leave a cool shaped hole in the ground like this.
What was it? It was like, yeah, but you're gonna be falling in some balloon with some lady screaming in your ear. Like, I don't know, man. I can't do that. Can't do that. You like, lady, you need to be quiet.
You never said there was somebody up there with me. That
I
changes
was just
everything.
assuming it was like a tourist thing, not you by yourself in a hot air balloon somewhere.
The
That's all
first
right.
question would be like, how did I get up here?
Yeah, exactly. Why am I here? Bigfoot's Sasquatch eye.
I
I
like that one.
actually, that's really good. Yeah, Sasquatchy. Now it makes it sound like it's some kind of Japanese anime thing.
Sasquatch.
My Sasquatchy. My Sasquatchy mon. All right. Well, the next thing I want to do is give you your 30 seconds of floor time, buddy. So all yours. Talk about whatever you want. You can sing a song to us if you want, interpretive dance, just like, like your book, but in interpretive dance, whatever it is, the floor is yours starting right now. So go for it.
I was going to do something fun with one of my wife's little crocheted roses, but she doesn't have any over here.
Dang it.
I'm KB Carlisle. I make up worlds and, characters that don't listen to me and stuff. My debut novel, Book of Rose, won Best Young Adult Novel, the Imadjinn Award for Best Young Adult Novel this year. The sequel, Dreams of Gemini, came out in May, and the third one, fingers crossed, should be out by the end of the year. Haven't settled on a title yet for it, but working title is The War of the Willows. So,
oh, nice.
And no, Willie, I'm not gonna sing. Don't worry. Not yet.
You got some hecklers in here tonight, buddy. I like it.
Oh yeah, I invited all my friends, so we would have hecklers.
There you go. That's fine. It is totally okay to give KB some shit. No, that's good stuff, man. And I was there with you.
Oh, you want to see the dance option? Do you watch Doctor Who? This is my Doctor Who dance. There you go. I hope you like that, Towers.
I am so gonna clip that and throw that on the internet, just so you know.
Oh man, if you were gonna clip it, I would have done it better. I would have put the bow tie on and everything.
That's right. So I was fortunate to be seated next to you at the Imaginarium convention for the Imadjinn Award, and what a freaking great moment, man! I was so happy for you, so proud of you. That was really cool. You were genuinely like smacked.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like I said, I didn't know this would get published, much less win an award. So I kind of like zoned out for about 3 seconds, and then I was like, "Oh, I got to go up there."
I know, right? We were all just sitting there mowing down on our carrot cake and stuff, and all of a sudden they call your name. I was like,
"Right?" What? I was like, do I have anything in my beard?" Like,
yeah. No, that was good.
I mean,
well, like what happened afterwards? So like it's been weeks now, like a couple months, I guess, or however long it's been since Imaginary. I don't know, man. Everything's just a whirlwind to me. But has like what's been the story from that?
Well, apart from everything me and you have been talking about and trying to set up, I'm doing some work with a buddy of mine named Anthony. He started Nine Ravens Publishing, I guess he's calling. I don't know. We're working on a book together, and I actually started a project yesterday with my youngest brother. He wanted to work with me on something, so
nice.
We're gonna do that. I'm wrapping up the Emergent series. I'm putting the finishing touches on one of my bent books. That way I can actually submit it.
Yep. It's with Chris.
And, yes, sir. And I have another series that I'm, believe it or not, outlining. We're gonna see how that goes. But the working title is the 12 Tomes. It's kind of like a Zodiac meets Greek gods, and the gods are using mortals to play things like they like to do, and every one of them gets assigned a zodiac sign. And like Mars, the Aries demigod can do your bidding, and they're going to see who's going to take control after Zeus is gone. So, because Zeus is overrated, we're tired of Zeus, right?
So that whole thing, that experience with Imaginarium and all that, just sort of that boosted your creativity a little bit, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it's boosted my creativity. It's opened some doors that I didn't know were there. And like the past, how long's it been since they put us next to each other on Author's Alley? Like ever since then, it's been like snowballing.
I know, right? Yeah. Because that wasn't that was what's been that wasn't this past year. It was the year before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year
Mhm.
before. Yeah, yeah.
Outlines are for wimps, but I have a bad memory, so I'm trying to keep the ideas up here.
That does help. That does help. So here's what I want to do. I want to dig into your creative process, right? So
Mhm.
let's focus on all that and just think about the things that make you tick, right? And that get you to have your output and all those kinds of things. I'm going to ask the same question. Every guest gets the same question to start out, and I'll kind of move around with some of these other ones. But when I say creative process, what pops into your head?
Oh, my actual creative process when I'm creating instead of just having ideas run through my head is every project I have has like a theme song, and I listen to the theme song of the project. Like for Rose, it was "Where the River Flows" by Collective Soul.
Okay.
Gemini was Cry Little Sister, and the third book is Hotel California. So I just listen to that song, close my eyes, tune everything else out, and then depending on the type of chapter I'm about to write, I'll throw on. I usually throw on some sort of Zelda soundtrack. That's my go-to. But
Hmm,
if it's a chapter that is action heavy, I'll throw on some random metal instrumentals, or
for
like
sure.
it's really just the tone of the chapter. But before I do anything, I just, like I said, zone out to the theme song of the book and go from there.
See, this is cool
But
'cause the first thing
yeah,
you're mentioning is music.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's a big part of your creative process then.
it really is. It's like a transition from the real world to, oh, I get to go play in the world I made up now. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, believe we are the same, right? I have
Mhm.
songs in my head that are inspiring specific chapters. I have songs in my head that have inspired like specific stories or works or whatever else. Even for characters, like that character has their theme song almost. Um,
Oh yeah. Ever
yeah,
since I
very
learned how
much.
to use Scrivener correctly at Imaginarium, and I, learned that you can do character sheets and everything,
Right.
characters are starting to get their own theme songs now too. So
Yeah, nice. It's epic. Do
that's a
you
big process because I have a lot of characters.
and you listen while you write?
Yeah, I listen to it's instrumentals or like ambient music while I write. I can't do lyrics because then I'll just wind up accidentally typing the lyrics and
I do
having
the
to
same
delete
thing,
a
I
whole
know.
song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why did this character say, "Oh, we're halfway there, oh, living on a prayer?" Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, no, I hear you there, and a lot of people will do, like, a lot of people listen to, like, that, like, lo-fi kind of, like, chill music because you can get, like, a video somewhere online, it's, like, 10 hours of, like,
Oh yeah,
chill.
the only problem with that is it puts me to sleep and then I
I know,
wake
yeah,
up and have
putting
4
music on
pages of
the
freaking S's and stuff.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, it'll do that for me too. Some classical. I could jam to some classical while I'm writing from
Mhm.
time to time, like if it's like Flight of the Valkyries, like the dun, 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 like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
that's my
much
go-to song on Sea of Thieves. I get drunk and I play the Valkyrie song on an accordion.
that's amazing. Yes, yes, we should be writing together, sir, because that sounds like fun to me.
Oh,
So
if that sounds like fun to you, you're gonna love this short story I wrote for Space Pew Pew.
oh, see that? That's that's great. We are so close to that book just being launched out into the ether, and I'm quite excited.
Oh, me
Um,
too.
so let me ask you this: Are you? And I know, like schedule wise, you've been like kind of all over the place with work and everything else, and obviously you just had a move to do and everything. But I'm going to say just like generally when you're writing,
Mhm.
are you nocturnal, diurnal, crepuscular? Are you a daytime writer, midday writer, nighttime? Like
Um,
when do you feel the most creative?
daytime is for getting ideas and taking notes, and
Okay,
nighttime is to buckle down and write because that's when it's quiet here. You know,
right.
4 kids, a grandkid. It's very loud during the day.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
imagine it makes it tough for
nighttime
sure.
writer for sure. And then like basically I just watch the stuff my kids do and then I change it to my characters. I'm like, how can we make this more interesting?
Right.
That's why my books are all over the place.
I mean, it happens, but like however you get inspired. But so daytime tends to be more of that, like the idea factory for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you take
Uh,
like do you write down like notes like on your phone or something like that? Like you had an idea, do you just like put it down or do you
Actually, ever since I got this new phone, I programmed this button right here to be, voice memos.
oh
So every
nice.
time an idea pops in my head, I just hold the power button, say what I'm thinking, forget
Oh,
about it until I go to write.
oh nice. That's awesome.
It's
All
like the
right.
only good thing I've ever gotten out of an iPhone since we switched to them. So
Oh man, iPhone hate. I
No,
love my
it's not really hate. It's
I
just,
do.
for fun. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
my
yeah.
iPhone.
No, I hear you. I hear you. It's not they're not for everybody, but like I get it.
Yeah.
Um, so that's cool. So daytime comes the ideas. Is there do ideas strike pretty much randomly, like at any moment for you?
Oh man, they fire off all day long,
Yeah,
and that's why I was so grateful for that voice memo thing because you can't always just take out your phone and type out a whole
right,
idea, but I can spit some nonsense for about 15 seconds and get on with my day. So
right, right,
listening to them at the end of the day is very interesting. I'm like, I don't remember that thought being in my head, but let's work with it.
right, right, right.
It's the
Um,
hardest part.
do you
Sorry, I was reading comments out loud.
oh, that's okay. Do you feel like you do your best work when because you were just talking about like some outlining. So do you feel like you do your better work when you've got a little bit of a plan, or do you feel like it's better to just free form?
I have a weird way that I do things. Basically, I know the general direction I want a story to go. Like I
Mhm.
know the big events and I kind of write to each big event, but I never write anything down. I I tried to do an outline one time and then I wound up in the hospital for 2 weeks, so I'm blaming it on that.
I broke myself
Oh
outlining my book, so I'm never gonna do that again.
no, it was really bad undiagnosed diabetes, but
Oh,
blaming it on the
goodness.
outline.
Yeah,
But I kind of know where I want my story to go. And
right.
uh I was actually at LibertyCon talking to Rich Wayan, and he told
Hmm,
me that he refers to them as river crossings because back before interstates and everything, people used to plan their trips based on the river crossings.
yep. Yeah.
So I kind of know the final destination, and I see I want to get to here, then to here, then to here, and sometimes they're like, "No, we don't want to cross here. Let's go up the river and mess around for a little."
Right, right, right. Look,
Matter of
if you're
fact, I
gonna
had a
yep.
side character basically take over my series because of something like that. So
Really?
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm trying to bring it back around to Rose, but it just keeps going off different directions.
I mean, hey, spin-off novels, like spin-off stories, shorts, like, there's all sorts of stuff you can do with that. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
awesome.
even when the story of Rose is done, there's going to be several more books in this world. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, nice. Rich Wyan, by the way, like, everything that he says, I'm just, like, so tuned in. That dude writes a book a month,
I
and
know I don't.
I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, I get up and at 9 o'clock I'm at the keyboard and I take a quick break for lunch, like sometime around noon, and then I do it until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I'm done for the day." And he's like, "If I do that and I put out and I don't dick around and I put out all my words, by the end of the month, I have a book. I send that to the editor, and then he starts another book. The next, I'm like, are you
And it's like I see him on
crazy?
Facebook every day, like 2,000 words today, 1,500 a day,
Right.
short
Yeah.
day, 1,000. I'm like, I wish I could just motivate myself to do 500 words a day
Yeah.
consistently because I'll do a nice like 3 or 4 chapters in a day or two, and then I won't write for a week. But then when I
Right.
get back to it, it's another 3 or 4 chapters, and it's
Yeah.
like I do sprints and then I take breaks.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
It's
I'm like that too. It's like I'll have a day of huge output and then just like days of like nothing. But yeah, he puts that stuff up. Oh, I just did 2,000 words yesterday, 2,000 words today. I'm like, well, I cleared a Diablo dungeon and I had some pie and I looked at the
right.
words. I really wanted to write, but I just nothing came out. So like,
I
uh,
played the Switch sub today and I took a nap.
yeah, yeah. No, that kind of consistency, man. That and I get it. He's been at it. He's been in the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
He has a lot of books out, and he's also just like a complete expert when it comes to like the whole Amazon like ads and all that kind of stuff. Man, listen to Rich Wine. I'm
Oh
just
man,
saying.
did you sit in that class that he did the marketing on?
Last year,
Yeah.
I sat in one. It was 2 hours of him just showing PowerPoint slides how much money this dude's making on Amazon. I'm like, holy
I know it
crap!
blew my mind.
What? Like you pulled in that. Please. And there's somebody sitting there in front of him wearing the outfit of his like space
Oh
commander
yeah.
force.
He had a
He's just
cosplayer down
like,
there.
man, that is like those are the goals, right? Oh
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But let me dig some more into your brain and your creativity here.
Hmm.
Actually, let's do a couple of quick questions because we had a couple right up here. And the hardest part of your writing process, do you feel like it's character, dialogue, storyline, backstory? Is there anything that you particularly are just like, meh?
Continuity. I suck at taking notes, and sometimes I forget which answer I went with for certain
Yeah.
problems. I'm like, wait a minute, can she
Yeah.
technically do this based on everything I've already written? And I got to go
Yeah.
back and reread everything. But
Yes.
yeah, she
I have
can.
a
Okay,
character
cool.
that, I have a character that has brown eyes, hazel eyes, and blue eyes, depending on which chapter I've written them in. Like,
Oh
so,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, those kinds
It's
of
and
things.
it's like I actually paid one of my friends for Rose. I was like, I found something that I hated in here. Read this and make sure everything matches because he's like really good with finding continuity errors.
Right.
And like the color of her shirt changed like 4 times in one scene. And he's like,
Exactly.
you need to pick a color and stick. I was like, yeah, you're right. That's the kind of
Like,
stuff I'm
no, I
talking
don't.
about.
They're wearing a hypercolor T-shirt, just like back in the late
It's
'80s
magic,
and early
man. It's
'90s.
magic.
You remember those?
Oh yeah.
It just showed off
Matter of
where you
fact,
sweat. It's like where I
check
sweat,
this
it's
out.
hot pink.
I'll show you. I'll show you a trick. Look,
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you have one.
give that about 10 seconds. Let's see where
Oh,
is it.
of all the things I would not expect to see on the street, it's that right there. Oh man, that's brilliant. You win.
It's
You win the
it's it's
internet.
great when I wear it to work at the kitchen because it has interesting patterns.
Of course. Of course. That's fantastic, man. So let me ask you this. Is there anything that puts you into the creative headspace more quickly? So like if you're thinking like, I've got some time to write, I got to start in just like a couple minutes. Is there any other than just like listening to the song and that whole thing? Is there anything that you do, a habit or something you have, a place that you sit, a hat you put on, like whatever that just sort of puts you in the mood?
Actually, just it kind of hits randomly, but all I really have to do is sit at my desk and face my laptop instead of my Xbox.
Okay.
And it kind of happens. It's a weird thing that I do. I treat everything like a game, and I'm trying to get the high score.
Okay.
So when I sit down at my computer and I'm writing, it's still just a game to me. I'm like, all right, can I beat the high? I think the highest I ever got in one day was like a little over 4,000 words. Like not one day, but one sitting. I'm
Right.
sitting here like, all right, can I beat this today? I got it written down somewhere, but the notebook's still packed up, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it.
No, that's right. That's
But
right. That's pretty cool though.
no, it's like it's kind of like I don't know what kind of games you play, but going to Fortnite, you're like, I'm gonna get first in this first round, and if I do, I'm gonna keep playing. If I don't, I'm gonna keep playing until I do. And it's like that's how I write. It's weird because it's a game you can never win. It's like golf. Like your
Yeah.
only real competition is yourself. You want
It
to do
is
better
weird.
than you did last time.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely just let's see. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. That poster right there. That one.
Yep.
It's a bunch of motivational writing stuff, and
Hey,
that's why I say if I face my laptop, it turns
you're
it on
there.
because I'm looking right at that. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's a little bit environmental for you,
Yeah,
for sure.
very environmental because I've tried to write other places, it does not go well. I used to go to the battlegrounds and sit up there and try to
Yep.
write, and then I would just close my computer and take a nap, leaning against a tree. And I've tried to write. I was trying to write on the way to LibertyCon this year, and driving through the mountains and trying to type on a keyboard is not fun.
No.
So we literally just like did a what was it, about 25-minute video of us discussing how the Emergent series was going to end because
Right.
I was trying to figure out do I want to do it this way or this way,
Nice.
and I was trying to type notes, it just wasn't going well, and then even the hotel rooms and stuff, like I try to write, and it's not. I got to be in my spot. I'm Sheldon very much.
Yeah, I have a hard time when I have other things going on for sure. But if it's like a dedicated writing day for me, like I actually prefer to write away from home. And everybody's different. For you, it's that environment where you turn around. There's actually for you, there's a psychological switch too.
Yeah.
Xbox is off, writing is on, as you turn and do that. So it's part of that. It's your environment. You're still home and everything. But for me, home, it gets very difficult because there's just like always something to do. And my brain's kind of all over the place. So when I go somewhere, I'm like, all right, I'm going to have like a sandwich and like a little breakfast sandwich and a cup of coffee, and I can sit and I can throw down the words. And if I need to like stop and just think something through. Like you can people watch a little bit. For me, like that kind of helps my creativity, but everybody's different for it. Having a thing of quotes up there is pretty good too. I'm going to put one up here that just says, try to write good or gooder. Try to write good.
I'll send you a picture of that one after we get done, so you can
That's
see
good.
what
Yeah,
it said.
I'd
I
like
got
to
it on
see it.
Amazon for like $3, man. It's
Oh,
great.
hey. Oh, it's good to go. Well, that's good.
And yeah, I do attempt to write at conventions. Who said that? Logan.
Yeah.
That it's just crazy, like overstimulation, like all the ideas popping off from everybody you're talking to, and
Oh, for sure.
it's I mean, I've gotten some good, I guess, notes. Begin. I've gotten
That's
like
what I've
50
done.
novels. I have like 50 novels started
Right.
just from sitting at conventions. Like, this would be a cool idea. This would be
I
a cool
know.
idea. This would be a cool idea. Just got to pick which one to do next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's true. So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Think on, okay, so recall a time for me where it was difficult for you to find that creative flow, and what was going on for you that made it hard, that made it like hard to create, hard to write.
Um, hmm. I guess the best example would be that I got sick
Hmm.
about a year, like really sick about a year ago. Like I said, when I was trying to do that outline, because that's just, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
I was in the hospital for a little over a week. Um, I lost my vision for about 2 months. I could see like blurry shapes and colors and stuff, but I couldn't. There was no chance of me reading, writing, playing video games.
Yeah.
Didn't know if my sight was going to come back. Couldn't think of any way to write besides dictating to my wife. And we did try. Like, it's just, it's just different trying to say something as opposed to trying to write it.
Oh, absolutely.
And even after, I got better, I started exercising, changing my diet. They got me on medication. I was walking like 3 to 5 miles a day. My sight came back, not at 100%, but I'm back at like 90. And
Hmm.
still, even after all that, after everything I went to, it was like a new lease on life, and I
Yeah.
was deciding what I wanted to do with it. I was like, the whole year previous, before me getting sick, was
Right.
the best year of my life,
Yeah.
and it was because started writing. I started meeting everybody, and I was like, I want that back. So I just I had to sit in my desk for about a week before anything good came out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, the just I can't even describe it, how terrifying that whole experience was.
Mm.
And it really opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it made me, you know, eventually come back around to realizing this is what I want to do with my life, whether it's a hobby, whether I can make a job out of it.
Right.
I need to write,
Yeah.
and it's like therapy to me. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's buddy, that's really cool. And I would echo that sentiment right there. That's pretty awesome. It's funny what kind of perspective you get out of being shaken a little bit,
Oh yeah.
and that's definitely part of it. But hey, I'm glad you found it again. Like that's pretty awesome. And we're able to actually have that perspective, which is good too, because a lot of people would just, feel sorry for themselves and just kind of pack it in at that point. It's so
I'll
cool
put
to
it to
see
you
it.
this way. I wrote a whole new version of the Dreams of Gemini. That is not the original version that I
Are
wrote,
you
and I
kidding?
was maybe two chapters away from finishing the original draft, and I scrapped it and I started all the way over, and I rewrote that entire book from a new
Wow,
perspective.
that's fantastic. Oh, that's really cool, man. Um, so what about a time where you were having just the best creative output of your life, and what was going on in your life when you felt like everything was just firing on all cylinders?
Actually, like, as weird as it sounds, apart from the sickness, like the more chaos I'm going through in the outside world, the more I can get done creatively. Like, if I
Oh,
had a
okay.
terrible day at work and traffic was bad and my legs hurting and kids are fighting and I burn dinner and then I sit down and try to write, best stuff I ever wrote. If I have a
No
good day,
kidding.
I'm sitting here like, I want to go see if I can catch a shiny Pokemon. But no, it's like
Huh.
I don't know. It's weird. I guess it's trying to make the day a good day when I have a bad day, and it forces me to be more creative and do something that I feel is productive.
Well, I feel like
Um,
you're at home creating, so sometimes like getting into those worlds can be a little bit of an escape from all the crap that you got to deal with too.
oh yeah, that's the whole reason I made this world in the first place.
Yeah, there you
Like I
go.
said, I said it on the when we talked last time. I think is
Mhm.
the entire Emergent series started as bedtime stories to my kids.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I just kind of made up these characters and this whole way the magic system works, and they weren't, Rose and Harlow and the characters that are actually in the books, but
Right.
it was
Right.
just
Right.
the basic concept of it started as bedtime stories, and it just grew from there. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's pretty awesome, man, for sure. Uh, yeah, he's got a Marvel Universe Ultimate Timeline book. Ooh, awesome. All right, nice. That's good. Um, and what about well, that kind of answers one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was creating while you're stressed or angry or bored or depressed or whatever else. But it seems like you definitely lean on that as a way to just kind of just get into that space because it's a healthy space for you, right?
Oh, and
Um,
I love when someone tells me that they think my writing is trash because I'm like, oh yeah, let me just go write something better then.
well, I was going to ask you that, in terms of critics, like what is it? How do you handle criticism of your writing and criticism of like all that kind of stuff or bad reviews or whatever? Is there do you dwell on that stuff? Does it affect you for a time, or is it just kind of wash over you like
I think
water
I
off
have a
a duck?
total of about 17 reviews, so none of those have been bad yet.
Right?
Um, but criticism, it's I take it how it's delivered. If it's constructive criticism, somebody asking me questions, telling me, "Hey, this would be cool if this happened," or "Why did you do this way?" or just stuff like that, I'll answer. I'll take into consideration.
Hmm.
If it's somebody just trying to see if they can make me mad to make themselves feel better or something, I don't know.
Right.
I pretty much just let it roll off my back. It's like, oh yeah, that's what you think. Well, your hair looks weird. Go away.
I've got this is the third episode of this show, right? And
Mhm.
if there's anything that really that has been the most consistent answer in terms of criticism is recognizing where it comes from.
Yeah,
If it's user 86532 on Twitter, like nobody cares. Like, dude, there's no profile picture and you have no like you're not following anybody. You're just like a drive-by like idiot.
I've
Um,
made one post on Twitter in probably 5 years, and it was to the link to this show tonight. So
oh,
if somebody's stalking me on Twitter, they're doing a bad job. There's other ways to do it.
yeah, yeah. No, I think I tagged you on there. That was me. Um, but yeah, like that sort of thing. It's you understand where the criticism is coming from. It's like some drive-by critic, like whatever else. If it's something that it's somebody that I deeply trust and know, and
Oh,
they
did
come back and they're like, "Listen, like this was kind of rough." Then obviously, you handle that differently. You put that in a different
yeah.
place in terms of a critique, so to speak. Um,
Sorry, I just learned something. Apparently, the Hobbit started as bedtime stories. I didn't know that. That's,
that seems like a lot of work for a bedtime story.
I mean, still.
Like, yeah.
I hope my series follows the path of that way.
I mean, there's that too. Yeah, for sure. Oh geez. So speaking of actually, do you have any creative role models or creative minds that you respect? Or things that somebody that's a creative person that inspires you in some way to do your own work?
Oh man, I've met so many in the past few years, but
Hmm.
this guy I was sitting next to gave me this book one time. He kind of inspired me. There it is, to finish
Oh, he's
running.
an idiot. Yeah, don't listen to him.
Yeah. But no, you know, obviously Chris and Anthony and Rich and the Hollows, and those are some personal ones. And I'm terrible with names, man.
That's all right.
Douglas Adams, I love his writing
Okay.
style.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
He literally is like, if I need to just forget about everything and have something to make me smile, I crack open Hitchhiker's Guide and just read
Yeah.
random paragraphs because I love the way he writes.
Yeah.
And
What about Terry
yeah,
Pratchett? Did you Terry Pratchett at all?
um, what did he work with Neil Gaiman on?
Good Omens.
Good Omens. Yeah, I
Yeah.
read Good Omens,
Yep.
and I
Good
loved it.
Omens is great,
So
for sure. Yeah, his other stuff, his Discworld novels, just like they're really, he's that typical like British, humor type of thing. But Terry Pratchett's another really good one, like Douglas Adams would be too.
yeah,
But
and
yeah,
Neil Gaiman's actually another one. He has such a variety. Like he doesn't stick
yeah,
to one thing. You know what I mean? That's. I hope I have the ability to do that. We're going to test the waters after the Emergent series and see what happens.
right.
But
I mean, yeah, if
if
you think
they
about
flop,
Gaiman with like
uh,
Stardust and Sandman, like those are some. He's just got a very creative brain that way for sure.
and
Yeah,
Coraline, he's somebody. I saw something he did where somebody was roasting somebody saying if you don't do 2,000 words a day, you're not a real author. And he was like, I wrote Coraline at like 50 words a day. So what does that make me?
yeah,
He does.
exactly. Please, by that metric, like what has George R. R. Martin written in the last 13 years? Like absolutely jack.
I
Dude
mean, I
needs to
think
finish
he
the
might
book.
have helped with Elden Ring, right? Didn't they say
Maybe
that? I don't know.
I don't know. I have opinions on GRM out there. Like he's just like, dude, just write. Like he's
That's
like,
all you got to do. It takes
you had
you.
like what, eight
He's
seasons of a show that just like that went past your writing because like you couldn't wrap it up. Like, come on, man.
It's like I
Oh,
can't decide who to kill next. Like, you're gonna
oh,
kill them all
so
anyway. Just do
frustrating.
it.
Right. He does good things for like wolves and stuff like that. He's big on like wolf sanctuaries and whatnot. Anyway, um, so let me ask you about this personal life and the stuff that you create. You dipped into this a little bit in terms of bedtime story, right?
Yeah.
But anything in terms of like characters or setting or anything like that that you put into your work that you pull from life experiences, and do you notice those things during the day?
Um. Well, the entirety of Rose, the Book of Rose, the first one happens between you know the upstate of South Carolina all the way down to Charleston and back.
Okay.
So I grew up on the rivers and lakes and stuff, and I just so the environment very much so. The characters, a few of them are actually just novelizations of my friends. Like literally, like this is my friend. I'm putting her in a book,
Yeah.
and like my art teacher from high school is one of the main characters in my book, and people might think
Huh.
I'm exaggerating, but he is exactly like I wrote him in the book. Apart from I made the book version of him kind of scared to leave home.
Okay. Yep.
That's never been him, but everything else down to the he used to throw down cardboard and break dance in the middle of class while we were doing our projects. So
That's fantastic.
he was
Uh,
great. I was like, I would make him live forever with this.
I was
And
looking for that special rug for my office, but now I'm thinking just some old cardboard might do the trick.
hey,
'Cause I grew up
there's
when
a rug I've been wanting forever. I saw you ever seen Good Luck Charlie, the little
I
what
don't
was it
know.
on Disney or Nickelodeon? I don't know. They have a rug that's made out of cut up blue jeans all sewn together, and
Oh,
it's not
nice.
just like a denim stitched like patchwork rug. It's actual blue jeans sewed together into a square shape. And
Just like throw it on
I
there.
was like, I want that, but I don't have the talent or the skill to do that, and I'm not going to
Right.
pay somebody to do it for me.
That's all right. That's good. So let me ask you this one. A few more on creativity before I really put your brain to the test here.
Okay.
Have you ever been frustrated with something that you were creating, and what did you what did you do at that moment?
Um, I actually got really frustrated with my first bent book.
Hmm.
I'm trying to rewrite the ending of that one, but and this is actually why. Um, that's another one where one of my friends is in it. I made him the bad guy, and just because he's one of my friends in real life, he wound up being like anti-hero, like helping the good guy in the end. And I was like, no,
Okay.
no, wait, you have to die. Like that's your job in this story. You have to die at the end, and I can't find a good way to do it, or I couldn't. I finally did,
Hmm.
and I mean, I got so stuck on that. I literally went and started writing another bent book, and that's the reason I have more than one, because I was like, I
Oh
can't do
wow.
this, and I was like, I'm gonna do a different way.
Right.
And
Right.
whichever one's better, that's the one that'll get published first. Obviously, if
Yep.
either
There you
one
go.
of them get published, but that's the one I'll submit first. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it took a long time, and I had to play a bunch of scenarios out in my head, like if this happens, how does it affect the rest of the story? And it was just
Yeah.
frustrating because I made a villain that I liked and I
Right.
didn't want to get rid of, but he kind of needs to go. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
too strong to let
It was right
survive.
for the story. Yeah. I hear you.
And that took a long time. Like I I almost gave up on it. And one day I just sat down and I was like, nope, I'm gonna figure this out. And you know, the little meme where the guy's doing the conspiracy theories. Like I had that with post-it notes above my
With
desk.
Charlie
Like, will this
Day. Yeah.
work?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I got it,
Well,
and hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully people enjoy it. So
I want to dig into this now because that's a pretty juicy topic considering what you just said. So do you believe so did you see that as writer's block in any way?
no, I don't believe in writer's block.
Yeah.
I believe there's challenges, and the challenges are there to improve your skills, to make you better, and
Yep.
so you don't get complacent. Like if I sat and wrote every day and didn't have any problems, I saw American Horror Stories. I'm not going, but no,
Right.
if I have an instance where I'm stuck, I have a lot of different techniques to get me past it. And sometimes it's just a break from the story, like step back, take a week
Mhm.
or two, work on something completely different, and then come back to it. That's
Absolutely.
the go-to because that usually works. But if that doesn't do it, it's just like I said, it's time to break out the post-it notes and the sharpies and the red string and figure some
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah. 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 I have literally done just almost without the red string, but I've used index cards of different colors and like basically color coded for what was going on in a particular chapter or part of the story. And then when I was looking at it, I'm like, red was like an action event that was happening in the story. Yellow was like character building. Blue was like kind of like background scene setting stuff like that. And for the most part, I was seeing like red and yellow and blue and red and yellow. Like it was pretty evenly sparsed out. And then I saw this one spot that was like yellow, yellow, yellow. I'm like, well, there's the issue that I'm having. I'm
Yeah,
spending too much time on this one thing. I need to work on this. So yeah, I agree. I don't believe in writer's block per se, but like plot block,
oh yeah,
perhaps, or just like something along those lines where it's just like you're just kind of stuck. And a lot of times, just like you said, even just leaving for 2 weeks and working on something else, coming back, I think your brain just needs the break to kind of work it out with its own intuition. Just like you said, during the day, the ideas are going and you're hitting the button and keeping track of some. So I think in the same way, you probably have that going on all the time. So if you're stuck at a part in the story, it's just giving your brain the space to just kind of bounce it around, work it out. Oh,
and
there's my
yeah, see
aha
where it
moment.
lands.
Now I can write it down,
And
Um,
my daughter and her boyfriend actually just bought me a giant whiteboard that I'm gonna have to find somewhere close by to hang it or store it because my post-it notes started becoming a bill. And
right,
but they bought me a huge one. It's like it's as big as this half of my desk. And
right, right.
I have three desks actually pushed together to form one giant desk.
Yep.
This is my writing desk.
You need the real estate. Yep. Right.
But no, they bought me the giant whiteboard so I could. They said it would help. I was like, yeah, that's gonna help.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I just have to buy 400 dry erase markers every
Now that's
year. But,
you're gonna trade post-it notes for dry erase markers and erasers and all that kind of stuff. Do you feel like you have enough time to write and be creative?
oh God, no.
No.
I wish I had about 10 times as much
Mm.
time as I have, but I make the best of the time I do have, and I've learned to pace myself and take mental breaks because burnout is a real thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I don't get mad at myself if I don't write a whole lot in one day, um, because I know 3 days from now I'm going to do a week's worth of writing in 2 hours. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
I hear you.
Yeah, definitely don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. That yeah.
Yeah,
But
helps the algorithm.
I lost where I was at, man.
That's okay. It's just all about the creating and all that kind of stuff. Let me ask you one more. Let's see. Um, yeah, that was just whether or not you had enough time, pretty much. But
Oh
is
yeah.
there anything that you wish you could change about, not about timing, but about your creative process? Is there anything that you would like, man, I
I
wish I
wish I could focus on one project at a time.
was
Like
yeah. Yep.
wish I could force myself to laser focus in on one and finish it to completion before I move on to the next one because
It's so hard.
oh, it is. It's
I
that's the thing I
know.
struggle with the most. It's like I'm sitting here working on book A, and then it's like, but that would be really cool over here. Hold on, let me open this tab.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, that's not the right characters for this book. Like, change that. And
Yep.
it's just it's yeah, exactly, squirrel.
Yeah, it's totally squirrel. Totally squirrel. No, I same here. I have like I have to really make a like very dedicated effort to not start writing something that has nothing to do with what I should be working on. And it's
Yeah,
really difficult, like really difficult. So I'll do a couple notes. I might write like a scene or two just to kind of get it out of my head and be like, all right, that's like my version of putting a pin in a note and just leaving it there,
yeah.
as a scene with a character, a scene or two or something like that. A lot of times I'll do a mock like book cover for the story, whether it's a short story or like a longer story that I have planned. I'll create the cover for it, and that just visually seeing that helps me, like I can get back to that point. But I'm the same way, man. It's just because you start getting these stupid ideas and then they start worming their way into your brain, and it's like I'm writing the thing I'm supposed to write, but I want to write that right
It's
now.
like when you have a song stuck in your head. It's stuck in your head until you listen to that song.
Yes,
And
yes.
if you
Why
got
is
an
that?
idea for a different story, you're like, I
Oh,
gotta get it out.
right. Exactly. Looks like I'm just gonna have to listen to Journey for the next hour to get all that out of my head, but that's fine. Um, there you go. All right, man. Anything you'd like to add to just creative process or creativity in general as a topic before I torch
um,
you? I mean, we do stuff.
just if you want to write, if you want to write a novel, a comic, a game, a song, don't be afraid. I mean, I was scared to show the stuff that I wrote for, I mean, literally decades. And the first time
Mm.
I openly talked about it with somebody, they were like, "Hey, I want to publish that," and I was like, "Let's
Okay.
do this!"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
so don't be afraid. Don't doubt yourself. You are your own worst critic, and even if you hate it at the end of the day, there's at least one person that likes it, and sometimes that one person is enough. Like
Yep.
it opens doors, and sometimes windows, and people my size windows kind of suck, but I squeeze my way through.
I think
And,
if there's any takeaway from some of the stuff that you had said here, it's that idea, and this is something that I touched on a lot when I was teaching martial arts, is that your only competitor is you. It's you the day
yeah,
before. And as long as you keep that in mind, and like I'm not writing to make people happy. I'm not writing to make money. Don't write to make money. You're just
yeah, don't do that.
yeah, don't do that. But like I need to write and get this story out because it's a story that I want to tell, and that's going to make me happy. That's going to be my creative space. This is my time. And
Yeah,
so when the words are coming out, it is your time with the words, and you're just trying to be better every day. Once they're done and it's published, it's not yours anymore anyway, is it? Like that
yeah,
just
it
kind of all
belongs
but
to
it
it
belongs to
belongs
everybody.
to the ether.
Yeah, yeah. So then it's just time to get on to the next project or the next 30 projects in your case or my case.
Oh
So
yeah, I need one of those wheels that you have for the pitch stuff. Like, which
yeah,
project today?
right. I'm gonna spin it. Oh man, I should totally do that. I'm like, today it's barbarian rom-com. Woo! Yeah, like
Right.
fantastic. All right, man. Are you ready to get into some pitch storm or what?
Oh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
I did the voice thing. I'm like,
Pitch storm.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. I like it.
I like it.
anyway, let me go ahead and just give you a little description of pitch storm, and then we're gonna get into the wheel spinning and all that fun stuff. So here we go. Next up, folks, we're gonna play some Pitch Storm. This little exercise provides a live, real-time look into our guest's creative brain. This is a fully random event. No hints, no notes, no heads up or heads up. This is all about creation in real time. Neurons firing at a randomized prompt to create something from absolutely nothing this very moment. Guests are given a random character, random plot, and must pitch these two things as a story, as detailed as their heart desires. Once the 30-second pitch is expired, you've got 2 random wrinkles thrown in, and you must re-pitch the story. And then we'll rate the pitch on a scale of hell yeah to hell nah, and deem whether our guest is destined for fame or glory, or needs to head back to editing. Let's see. Audience heckling permitted, nay welcome, nay mandated, as is chiming in with honest assessments of how our guest has fared. As a lifeline, KB, you will have 2 mulligans offered. So if I have a spin and you're like, nah, it sucks, I hate that spin, I can respin it, but cannot respin twice in a row. So you're stuck whatever that second one is. But it's just a way to kind of weasel out of the ones that might be a little bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Sam saved his pretty good. So I said Sam saved his pretty well.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it happens. So let me go ahead and set up a little bit of a share here on my spinny wheel. And we're gonna go here to let's try a different view. Nope. There's our spin. Share it. No, it looks like my sharing might be down, man. Oh no. Oh no, this is terrible. No, I'll be able to spin the wheel anyway. You're not gonna see the wheel. It happens. Like sometimes things get a little bit weird. I had all kinds of a fight with permissions in order to get this thing to actually work the last time. And so yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. All right, so here we go.
It's all right. I trust you. I know you'll read us on.
I believe me. I'm not coming up with stuff just for fun. So we got characters A or characters B. Which one do you want? Characters A or characters B?
Let's go B.
B it is. Your first character that you're gonna pitch for me. Can you hear the sound at least?
Oh yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it might be loud. A magical nanny for a wealthy family. All right. Plot A or plot B?
Let's keep it with B.
Keep it with B? All right.
Yeah.
Plot B. What is your magical nanny going to be up to? Is mysteriously turned into a 17-year-old again. All right. Magical nanny for a wealthy family mysteriously turned into a 17-year-old again. You want to stick with it?
Yeah, sure.
Man, the easiest 30 seconds of your life coming right up. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
So Mary Poppins' sister Sherry decided she wanted to follow in her big sister's footsteps and go see if she could find some work being a nanny. And she ran into what's his name from 17 again. And the kids all made a wish because they hated her, turned her 17. They all turned old, and she got to terrorize them for a change.
All right. 12 seconds, wrap it up.
And after she had all of her fun, they turned 17 again, and they were all friends and went to high school together and ate yogurt or something. I don't know.
All right. I don't know. That's fine. That takes us to the time. That's pretty good. All right. Magical nanny turning 17. Let me ask you something because I kind of missed what you said. I don't know if you said the character's name was Sherry Poppins or Cherry Poppins.
Oh no, Sherry, but Cherry would have been better. I mean,
no, it's fine.
Let's go with Cherry Poppins. I like that.
That's going to be a really different kind of story if we do that, man. Yeah, I'm going to try one more time to get this thing on here, but it doesn't look like it's happening.
All right, so first critique. Let's see how terrible they are.
So let's go ahead and add a wrinkle into this one. Do you want wrinkles from the A wheel or the B wheel?
Let's go A on the wrinkles.
A on the wrinkles. All right, let's spin it and see what you get. Everything about the pitch was great, but hear me out. This entire thing takes place in an escape room. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
go.
Sherry takes the old people to an escape room to torture them and scare them because she's so tired of being tortured by kids with her job as a nanny. And the old people with their new old brains figure out how to get out of the escape room and lock her in it, and twist and turn, she gets out eventually. They still go to the mall and eat yogurt.
How did you turn this into Saw?
I don't know, man. Didn't I tell you that Saw was mine and my wife's Valentine's Day tradition?
Oh, all right. Okay, so Cherry Poppins and Saw is what we ended up with on that pretty much expires your time on that one. All right, one more wrinkle in this. Let's go
do the wrinkle.
And let's see what we get. And what's hot right now? Found footage. So let's turn this into a found footage movie.
Oh, it was always going to be found footage. Sherry was wearing a GoPro during the escape room, so she could, she was trying to make her own web show, and it didn't work out well. But when they found the camera buried in the yogurt at the mall, they pieced everything together and made something, resembling a terrible movie.
I mean, I'd watch it.
How's this Blair Witch 3?
How's this whole thing? How's this whole thing end up? What's the resolution?
It turns out that everybody's lactose intolerant, and they ran everybody out of the mall.
Oh man, they all had Taco Bell, and we don't need to see the end of that. Yeah. There you go. You know what? Success for your first pitch. What do you people think? Go ahead and chime in comments and all that kind of stuff. But I would say,
don't tell me it was good. I might read it.
Just
because I got 30 ideas, don't mean they're good ones.
We're gonna give it the applause, man. We got to give it the applause.
Yeah, here, I'll give you another Doctor Who dance for that.
That's perfect. All day. All right, I'm gonna reload the wheel here, and we're gonna go for another one because that was good. Now you're going places.
Right? Oh yeah.
Now we're
going to A. We're going to A instead of B.
We're gonna do the A wheels, huh? All right. All right, man.
Why does it work? I don't know. It's magic. I can't explain it.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so let's go characters A, your first character. Who do we get? The world's first sentient artificial intelligence is your main character. A for the plot.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see. Searches for peace in a radioactive wasteland.
Oh, so Wally.
The first sentient AI searching for peace in a radioactive wasteland. Oh, it's got shades of Wally in there. Let me see what you do with it. Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Okay, so this AI awakens to a world where nothing else is alive because nuclear disasters and everything, and he finds a Nintendo Switch and he starts playing it, and he thinks Pokemon are real, so he goes around the world trying to catch all the Pokemon on the Switch.
Oh, nice. All right.
Give me a wrinkle.
Okay, let's go notes A for a wrinkle. What do you say?
Yeah, A all the way down. Yeah,
A all the way down. All right, we got this. Your wrinkle, sir. Let's add a giant swarm of leeches arriving by tornado.
A giant swarm of leeches?
Yes, arriving by tornado. And go.
Okay. Well, on his quest to catch them all, our little robot friend, who we're going to call Wally just to keep things simple, actually discovers a swampland down in an area that I guess used to be the southeast of America because, hurricanes love us. And he saw a giant cyclone with a bunch of black dots in it, and he started getting these slimy things all over him. And he's like, well, I don't have any blood to suck, but then he discovered that these leeches suck oil, and he had to get out of there as fast as he could.
Oh, nice. All right. Radioactive wasteland and an oil-sucking leech NATO. I like it. Mm-hmm. Let's do one more, right? One more note for you, and then a repitch. Last one. Let's wrap this story up because I'm invested. What if every character dies at the end? How do we do it? And go.
Well, one little robot against a tornado of leeches. He did his very best, but they overcame him, and he fell, dropping his switch on the way down. And the leeches died from nuclear fallout oil stuff, I guess. And as his Nintendo Switch battery slowly drains, the Switch is the last thing alive on the Earth.
Oh,
It slowly just blinks its power off, and no more life on Earth, artificial or otherwise.
this turned into grimdark.
Yeah. Except for the toaster. That little toaster's pretty brave. I mean, you know.
The brave little sentient AI toaster that takes over.
Yeah,
the whole thing. No, that's good.
He wakes up in 2 years. That's the sequel.
We did awesome. That was fantastic. Much impressed, sir.
It was fun. It was fun.
See, that is fun to do. This is what I try and tell people. Like, you come onto the show, you just like we're just gonna have fun with it. That's all.
Yeah, don't be stressed. Just
no,
you know,
no.
roll with it. You never know what kind of cool little Pokemon robot you'll come up with.
That's right. But also, like the coolest thing about this for me is that you're coming up with something just totally on the fly, and so we really get to have a peek at how your brain works in real time. You know?
Oh yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
I mean, but it's awesome. Like, you know, you're going to Pokemon, you're going to like those things that are happening because your brain is making these connections on these prompts, and you've got a little bit of a timer to it.
Oh, actually, I saw a Pokeball in my camera for a second, and that's where Pokemon came from. But
there you go. Right?
Wow, apparently these things are worth a lot of money now. In case you don't.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah. Like what was the movie with Kevin Spacey where he was verbal? Kaiser Soze. Oh shoot! Oh, come on, somebody help me out.
Before the
yeah, because that was a big thing in the movie where he was picking out things that were like in the room and saying the usual suspects. That was it, usual suspects.
Oh yeah,
where he's picking out things in the room and like just coming up with it on the fly. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, how can we do that? But with like, you know, Leech NATO and all that kind of stuff. So that's all right. I mean,
hey, we need to be careful. They've already made like 14 Sharknado movies. Leech NATO could be next.
You know what? They did those other cross-ups though. There was Piranhaconda and Sharktopus. Those were other ones that they made.
I need to check those out.
They were all on Sci-Fi, and they were all terrible.
Yeah, I mean the terrible ones are the most fun ones.
Well, yeah, like, you know, I keep seeing it on Amazon. What is it, Llamageddon? Like, I kind of want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I haven't, but like I'm kind of curious because it did llama with the red eyes and the whole thing, and like that looks like something that could entertain me for a while for sure. Man, that's good. All right, so look, you survived Pitch Storm. Bravo, sir. You did great. Once again, the bar remains high for people on this show. And what I'm going to do now,
whoever's on Thursday.
What's that?
I said good luck to whoever's on Thursday.
MD's on Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. No.
I'm gonna get him for sure. Yeah. There we go. So let me go ahead and we'll start to wrap up here. And I want to make sure that I give you the floor for a little bit more, just to tell everybody where they can find you and all that kind of stuff. Anything you feel like saying. So floor is yours. Give you 30 seconds. Just do your thing.
Well, kbcarlisle.com, KB Carlisle on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's just put my name in there and click on whichever social media you use. Apparently the ebook of Rose is 99 cents right now on Amazon. So, you know, now's a good time to go pick that up if you haven't read it yet. I learned that today. I didn't even know it was on sale. Somebody went to buy it and they're like, oh, it's only 99 cents. I was like, oh,
all right.
But yeah, that's about it. If you Google me and just scroll to your preferred social media, you will find me, and it will lead you to all the other ones.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
I said the website.
Yeah, and you're on Discord and all that kind of stuff. And
oh yeah, Discord. I don't even know my Discord name. Hold on a second.
Maybe something or other. Like, you're on there. Oh no, it was something else, right? It's always.
I think I changed it to make. Oh no, it's Bearclaw 0328.
Okay, a little obscure, but like we got it.
That was my original gamer tag.
And yes, for sure, for the show schedule and how to join this community, you can just hit mirthquake.show. I was going to give that little speech in just a moment. And
Ooh,
oh
thank you,
man,
Logan.
my Budo brothers are in here too. It's fantastic. Hi guys. I need to drag you two on this show for sure. We're gonna have some fun. So let me go ahead and close this up. Just any additional thoughts, KB, on anything that we talked about, touched on, whether it's in terms of creativity or any of this stuff. Anything you feel like getting off your chest, getting out there, you need to do more
No,
dancing.
it's just I just can't say it enough to never, you know, be who you are. Don't be who the world wants you to be. Create what you want to create. Put it out there. The worst thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to tell you they don't like it, and as long as you like it, it doesn't matter. And just don't be afraid to be yourself and to create what you want to create, and you know, live with regret for 20 years before you finally decide to do something.
That's right. Well said, brother. That's how it's done. Yeah, that's how it's done. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming on. Any words for anybody thinking about being a guest on here? It's not that hard, right?
No, you should definitely do it. It's a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be back. If you have any open, I'm pretty much free all the time at night now. So my work schedule has kind of gone to a regular schedule. So, if you ever need, if there's an emergency, you need somebody to step in, just shoot me a message. I'll do it. I don't care.
For sure. Well,
And we can just talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Do I have you on one of the group ones on a Saturday coming up? I think I do.
I'm on the 19th. Yeah.
You're on the 19th one. Okay. We need one more person for that 19th one. I'm going to go ahead and throw out some scheduling stuff soon, and we're going to be scheduling for November soon as well. So just looking to get some more people in there. More people in the community helps all of us. We are nobody's competitors here. We're all just trying to lift each other up as creatives. And
rising tide lifts all ships, right?
Hell yes, it does. All right, so let me go ahead and close it out right here. Folks, thank you for tuning in and spending some time with us tonight. Special thanks to KB for being a great sport and a wonderful guest. I highly encourage you to check out all of his work. You can do so by hitting the schedule on mirthquake.show, and you'll see all of his links on there, as well as in the video descriptions. Links to all the things. So YouTube, Rumble, and if you are interested in being part of the Mirthquake community and a guest on the show, it is easy. Head over to mirthquake.show for all the details, and hopefully soon we'll be prying your brain open and throwing it on the internet for everyone to see. Well, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. One of those. Gang size now. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been hanging out and in the comments and all that kind of stuff. Appreciate it. It's always great to have you as part of the conversation and tuning in and listening. And please, pretty please, share this stuff around. So I'm going to be putting out clips. If you see anything, hit the retweet, hit the share, get it out there. The more people that see this, I feel like the better it is. I think we need this kind of creative space that's just not taking itself all that seriously, but digs into some of the good topics at the same time. So thank you everybody for watching. And that's pretty much it. KB, we're good?
Yes, sir. Had a great time. Let's do it again sometime. I'm
going to hang out with you in a green room in just a few minutes. We're going to end this and say bye to everybody. So have a good night and all that. Yep. We'll see you on Thursday.